Hi students, in the last class we discussed about the prokaryotic cell. Within prokaryotic cell, I given one of the flow chart. Within flow chart, we discussed about the cell analog parts. See, within ultra structure of the bacteria, we already discussed about analog parts. The bacteria analog parts. So related to that analog parts, bacteria it contains the cell wall. Bacteria contains the cell wall. This is the one of the bacteria cell wall. Outside to the cell wall, there is a glycocalyx layer is present. So within bacteria, outside to the bacteria, there is a glycocalyx layer is there, right? So we discussed about the cell wall. We discussed about the glycocalyx layer, and there is a needle-like structures are there. Long needle-like structures are there, and short needle-like structures are there. Long needle-like structures called as sexpili. Short needle-like structures are called as fimbriae. We already discussed about the function of the sexpili and function of the fimbriae, right? And we discussed about there is a long hair-like structures are there. These are called as flagella. These are called as flagella. Long hair-like structures are called as flagella, right? So the flagella supporting for the motility of the bacteria, right? So we discussed about that analog parts. Within analog parts, what are the cell wall, glycocalyx layer. Remember here, during favorable conditions, glycocalyx layer is there or slime layer is there, right? During unfavorable condition, the glycocalyx layer or the slime layer replaced by the thick coat. The thick coat is called as capsule or capsid. The thick coat is called as capsule or capsid, right? So here we discussed about whatever that analog parts are there. We already discussed, we completed regarding to that analog parts. Coming to this class, we have to discuss about the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is also called cell membrane. Plasma membrane is also called cell membrane. Where this one is located within bacteria. Where the plasma membrane or cell membrane is located within bacteria. The plasma membrane or the cell membrane that is present, that is always present inside the cell wall. Inside the cell wall. So whatever that bacteria is there, within bacteria, inside the cell wall, there is a plasma membrane structure is present. Plasma membrane structure is present. That plasma membrane is also called cell membrane. What is the use of the plasma membrane or cell membrane? Remember all of you, the plasma membrane majorly maintains the permeability of the cell. Permeability of the cell. See, here permeability also semi-permeability. Semi-permeability. Remember, the plasma membrane majorly involving the semi-permeability of the cell. Semi-permeability indicates here whatever the molecules which are required to the bacteria cell, which are only transported from outside the cell to the inside the cell. Whatever the molecules which are required to the bacteria, which are transported from outside the cell to the inside the cell. Whatever that unwanted compounds are formed by the metabolism, or suppose in our body, okay, within our cells, there is a waste products are formed. The waste products are transported from outside the cell to the inside the cell. Here, bacteria also, is there any waste products are formed? The waste products also transported from inside the bacteria cell to the outside the bacteria cell. Outside the bacteria cell. So what I am telling here, the cell membrane or the plasma membrane majorly maintains the semi-permeability of the cell. Semi-permeability of the cell. I like to give one example here. For suppose this is the bacteria cell. The bacteria for energy purpose it requires glucose. This is one of the glucose molecule. This is one of the glucose molecule, and this is one of the sand or silica particle. This is one of the silica particle. So here, which one is taken by the bacteria? Which one is taken by the bacteria? Remember here, the glucose particles are transported from outside the bacteria cell to the inside the bacteria cell. That is nothing but inside to the cytoplasm. Inside to the cytoplasm. So outside to inside glucose molecules are transported because bacteria requires glucose for energy purpose. Here silica particles are there. The silica particles are not transported from outside to inside. The silica particles are not transported from outside to inside because the silica particles are not required to the bacteria. Not required to the bacteria, or any other dust particles are there, any other the sand, different particles are there, unwanted particles are there, which are not transferred from outside the bacteria to the inside the bacteria. Generally cell wall is the dead. Cell wall purely maintains the permeability. All the molecules are transported through the cell wall, but plasma membrane is not like that. Plasma membrane majorly maintains the semi-permeability. Selective molecules are transported from outside the cell to the inside the cell, and whatever that waste products are present within cytoplasm, these are transported from inside to outside. Inside to outside. Unwanted molecules are transported from inside to outside. See, the required molecules are transported from outside to inside, right? So that is about that selective permeability, semi-permeability of the plasma membrane. Semi-permeability of the plasma membrane. See, if we see in that composition, before going to the composition, I like to tell about one important point here. All of you remember, for the arrangement, see, within plasma membrane, there is an proteins are there, lipids are there. Lipids are there. See, the composition of the plasma membrane, there is in lipids are present, proteins are present, carbohydrates are present, minerals are present. Within plasma membrane, lipids are present, proteins are present, carbohydrates are present, and minerals are present. In all these, the highest percentage is generally proteins. Highest percentage is the proteins. Highest percentage of the proteins are present. Any plasma membrane we have taken, majority of the cases, rich percentage of the proteins are present. So here, I like to tell one important point here. Say, arrangement of proteins and lipids. Within plasma membrane. Okay, suggested by the different types of theories. There are many number of theories are explains regarding to the arrangement of lipids and proteins within plasma membrane, right? So in all these theories, the most accepted theory is the fluid and mosaic model. See, the most accepted model for the arrangement of proteins and lipids within plasma membrane, that is the fluid and mosaic model. Fluid and mosaic model proposed by Singer and Nicholson. Fluid and mosaic model is the best model, okay, regarding to the plasma membrane. Why this is the best model? Because it explains regarding to the semi-permeability of the plasma membrane. This is the only theory explains regarding to the semi-permeability of the plasma membrane structure. And see, all of you here, the plasma membrane majorly involved in the transportation of molecules. One type of molecules are transported by the lipids here, the black color. Okay, the black color part indicates here lipids, right? See, especially these are phospholipids. These are phospholipids. So here there is two layers of phospholipids are there. This is the one layer of phospholipids, and this is the another layer of phospholipids. Right? So here within plasma membrane there is a biphospholipid layer. Especially lipid layers are there. This is the one layer. This is the second layer. So within plasma membrane, two phospholipid layers are present. And some of the proteins are integrated. Integrated is nothing but inserted. Some of the proteins are inserted, and some of the proteins are presented outside. So the inserted proteins are called as integrated proteins. These are called as integrated proteins. The inserted proteins are called as integrated proteins. And some of the proteins are peripheral proteins. These are presented outside. The inserted proteins are called as integrated proteins. Okay. Outside proteins are called as peripheral proteins. So based on the arrangement of proteins here, Okay, within plasma membrane, two types of proteins are there. Some are integrated within lipid layers. These are called as integrated proteins. Some are presented outside the lipid layer. These are called as peripheral proteins. Right? So, here proteins are involving one type of molecules transportation. Proteins are involving transportation of one type of molecules. Lipids, here phospholipids are involving transportation of another type of molecules. So what type of molecules are transported by the lipids and what type of molecules are transported by the proteins? Right? So here, before explanation regarding to that the type of molecules transportation, and we have to know about the different types of transport systems. Different types of transport system. So I said here proteins are there. Proteins are involved in the transportation process. For suppose there is a uniport mechanism is there. What is uniport mechanism? See here one molecule is there. One type of molecules are there. One type of molecules are there. See these are only one type of molecules. All these are maybe the glucose. All these are maybe the chloride. All these are maybe the sodium. So one type of molecules are transported only one direction. Only one direction. One type of molecules transported only one direction. That is nothing but here uni indicates here single. Single type of molecules are transported in only single direction. Single type of molecules are transported only in single direction. So that kind of transportation is called as uniport mechanism. Remember here uniport mechanism means single type of molecules are transported only single direction. Right? Remember here always molecules are transported from high concentration region to low concentration region. High concentration region to low concentration region. Here molecules high concentration is there. Here molecules low concentration is there. Molecules are transporting from high concentration region to low concentration region. So here that is about that uniport mechanism. Symport mechanism. Here symport indicates here two types of molecules are there. This is the one type of molecule. Okay, these are one type of molecules and these are another type of molecules. These are another type of molecules. So different types of molecules, two different types of molecules transported same direction. Both the these are two different molecules. These are two different molecules. Okay, the different molecules are transported in the same direction. The two different molecules are transported in the same direction. So here also from high concentration region to low concentration region. So this is one of the high concentration region. This is one of the high concentration region and this is one of the low concentration region. So here two different molecules are transported by the single protein, but both the molecules are transported single direction or one direction. Both the molecules are transported in the same direction or single direction or one direction. So this kind of transportation is called as symport mechanism. This kind of transport mechanism is called as symport mechanism. Coming to the antiport mechanism. Here antiport mechanism indicates here these are one type of molecules. Anti here indicates here against. Anti indicates here against. See one type of molecules are transported in one direction. See these are the red molecules. Here high concentration, here low concentration, here low concentration. So the red molecules are transported from one direction. These are transported in one direction. Here blue color molecules. Here blue color molecules. The blue color molecules are transported. The blue color molecules are transported here from this region to this region. See here blue color, this one is the high concentration region and this one is the low concentration region. This one is the low concentration region. So what I am telling here, see one type of molecules are transported one direction, another type of molecules are transported in the opposite direction or another direction. So both these molecules are transported in opposite direction. Opposite direction. Here always molecules are transported from high concentration region to low concentration region. In these three types of transports, molecules always transported from high concentration region to the low concentration region. Right? Coming to the last one, this one is called as active transport. Remember, this is a very specialized transport system. because here molecules are transported from low concentration region to the high concentration region. Low concentration region to the high concentration region. Remember here molecules are there. This one is one of the molecule. The molecule is transported from low concentration region to high concentration region. Low concentration region to high concentration region. So here ATP utilization takes place. ATP is converted into ADP plus PI. So within active transport mechanism there is an ATP utilization takes place. The high energy compound is converted into low energy compound. By the utilization of energy, molecules are transported from low concentration region to high concentration region. Low concentration region to the high concentration region. Remaining all these three cases, the molecules are transported from high concentration region to low concentration region, except in active transport. In active transport, the molecules are transported from low concentration region to the high concentration region by the utilization of energy. By the utilization of energy, right? So that is about different types of transport systems which are done by the proteins. Okay, before discuss about see, initially I discussed about one point, lipids, which are phospholipids. Okay, there is two layers are there. Lipids are involved in the transportation. So lipid molecules are transports one kind of molecules. Here proteins are there. Proteins also involved in the transportation of another kind of molecules transport. So here lipids involved in transportation of one type of molecules, proteins involved in transportation of another type of molecules. So what kind of molecules are transported by lipids? What kind of molecules are transported by the proteins? Before discuss about that one, see here this one is that one of that phospholipid structure. This is one of the phospholipid, right? This is the phospholipid. The phospholipid having two regions are there. One of the head part is present and one of the tail part is present. The phospholipid having head part is there and phospholipid having tail part is there. Head part is especially made with the phosphate. The head part of the phospholipid. The head part of the phospholipid. The head part of the phospholipid made with the phosphate molecules. So phosphate molecules always have the capacity to attract the water molecules. The phosphate molecules have the capacity to attract the water molecules. So those the compounds which have the capacity to attract water or which loves the water molecules, that compounds are called as hydrophilic compounds or hydrophilic nature. The nature is called as hydrophilic nature. So that compounds having nature is called as hydrophilic nature. The molecules are called as hydrophilic molecules. The molecules are called as hydrophilic molecules. Say some of the compounds which are insoluble in water. Some of the compounds which are insoluble in water. So which are called as hydrophobic compounds. Hydrophobic compounds are insoluble in water. Right? So the nature is called as hydrophobic nature. The nature is called as hydrophobic nature. So here within phospholipid head moiety having hydrophilic nature, the tail moiety especially made with the lipids. Especially made with the lipids. The lipids are insoluble in water. Lipids are insoluble in water. So lipids having hydrophobic nature. The lipids are having hydrophobic nature. Right? So phospholipid structure, within phospholipid structure, head moiety, tail moiety. Head moiety, tail moiety. And we discussed about 2 points. Hydrophilic compounds which are soluble in water. Hydrophobic compounds which are insoluble in water. Which are insoluble in water, right? So that is about that the phospholipid structure. See, any compound having both the natures, any compound, a single compound having both the natures. Here both the natures means hydrophilic nature and hydrophobic nature. Both the natures, okay, exhibited by a single compound or single molecule or single structure. These are called as amphipathic molecules. Amphipathic molecules. Amphipathic molecules means, okay, molecules are having hydrophilic nature and hydrophobic nature. One part having hydrophilic nature, another part having hydrophobic nature. So that kind of molecules are called as amphipathic molecules, right? So here we have to discuss about, okay, what kind of molecules are transported by lipids. Remember, lipids transports lipids only. Lipids transports lipids only means lipids which are involved in the transportation of lipids. Means so many students have the doubt here. Listen, we are eating food. The food contains carbohydrates, glucose, right? The food contains fat. The food contains fat, ice. So during digestion, after the digestion, how the lipids are absorbed? How the lipids are absorbed? How the glucose molecules are absorbed? Remember here, lipids are absorbed by the lipid moieties. The plasma membrane contains lipids are there. The lipids are involved in the transportation of lipids. Transportation of lipids means lipids, I said here, hydrophobic compounds. Hydrophobic compounds are transported through the lipids. Hydrophobic compounds are transported through the lipids. Hydrophilic compounds are transported through the proteins. Hydrophilic compounds are transported through the proteins. Hydrophilic compounds are transported through the proteins. Hydrophobic compounds are transported through the lipids. Okay, so lipids involved in the transportation of hydrophobic compounds. Proteins involved in the transportation of hydrophilic compounds. So that is the difference between transportation. So here amino acids are there, glucose molecules are there. These are transported by the proteins. Lipid molecules are transported by the lipids. Right? So that is about that selective or semi-permeability of the cell. Semi-permeability means here the selective molecules are only transported. Selective molecules are only transported, are required. The cell required components are only transported. Right? So that is about that plasma membrane structure and the transportation process within prokaryotic cell. Coming to the next topic, which is related to the plasma membrane. See, this one is the mesosomes. See, this is one of the bacteria. The bacteria contains bacteria cell wall. Inside of the bacteria cell wall, there is a plasma membrane structure is there. Plasma membrane structure is there. For suppose this is the plasma membrane structure. At some regions, there is a folded structures are present within plasma membrane. At some regions, there is a folded structures are there. These folded structures, especially the folded structures are called as mesosomes. The folded structures are called as mesosomes. So within bacteria, there is a plasma membrane is there. Within plasma membrane, at some regions, folded structures are there. The folded structures are called as mesosomes. What is mesosome? Means folded structures. What is the use of mesosome? What is the use of mesosome to bacteria cell? See, simply the mesosome involved in respiration process. Respiration process. What is respiration means we know here, intake of oxygen and releases the carbon dioxide. So exchange of gases done by the mesosomes. Sir, how mesosome have the capacity for the exchange of gases? See, mesosomes having a group of enzymes at mesosomes location. A group of enzymes are there. These enzymes are called as respiratory enzymes. That respiratory enzymes involve in exchange of gases. So mesosomes are folded structures at that regions. A group of enzymes are there. These are called as respiratory enzymes which are involved in exchange of gases. Right? So that is about that first point, respiration done by the mesosomes. And mesosomes also supporting for the binary fission. See, we know that binary fission indicates here one cell divided into two cells. For suppose this is the one of the bacteria cell. Okay, by the binary fission, the reproduction of the bacteria done by the binary fission, one bacteria divided into two bacteria. So this is called as means ternary fission, means division here, right? So within bacteria cell, how the binary fission takes place? See, this is the one of the bacteria cell. See, there is a mesosomes are there. Mesosomes are develops into septa. Separating structures are called as septa. Finally, these two structures are fused. Here there is a separation of cytoplasm takes place. So once the separation of cytoplasm takes place, right, there is a new cell wall formation takes place between these. Okay, between these two here, regarding to this cell, one new cell wall formation. Regarding to this cell, another new cell wall formation takes place. So the mesosomes are responsible for the binary fission. So involving the separation of the cytoplasm. Involving the separation of the cytoplasm. Remember, the mesosomes also supporting for the or helps in the DNA replication process. This is the mesosome. This is the mesosome. At mesosome, yeah. At mesosome region, or this is the mesosome region. This is the DNA. This is the genetic material. Once that genetic material is binded to the mesosome, okay, starts the DNA replication, because a group of enzymes, DNA replicating enzymes are there. That enzymes are involved in the DNA replication. So one copy of DNA produces the two copies. One copy produces the two copies. So DNA replication supported by the mesosomes. Initially binded like this. The genetic material of the bacteria binded like this. After replication process, the genetic material is separated. After replication process, the genetic material is separated. Once the genetic material is separated, okay, the mesosomes are forms the septa. Once septa are formed, this cell contains genetic material. This cell also contains the genetic material. Once genetic material is separated, once the cytoplasm is separated, new cell walls formation takes place. Then one bacteria divided into two bacteria. So here mesosomes are involved in respiration. Mesosomes are involved in binary fission. Mesosomes are helps for DNA replication. Here remember all of you, for suppose in a eukaryotic cell, this is one of the eukaryotic cell, this is the nucleus. For energy purpose or energy ATP production, for the ATP production, there is a mitochondria is there. That mitochondria is responsible for the ATP synthesis. Remember, every cell requires energy. In a bacteria cell, energy available in the form of ATP. Here also energy available in the form of ATP. So in a bacteria cell, how ATP is synthesized? In a bacteria cell, ATP synthesis done by mesosomes. Remember, in a bacteria cell, the ATP synthesis done by mesosomes. Here mitochondria are not available, remember. Within prokaryotic cell, there is no mitochondria. So, within prokaryotic cell, how ATP synthesis takes place? The ATP synthesis done by mesosome. Right? So that is about the mesosome. So we discussed about the plasma membrane and the mesosomes. Next class we will discuss about the cytoplasm containing parts. Right?